Like, I have to understand that I'm in a position where people want to be educated. They want to know, but they don't know how to come about, you know, asking questions. So they're like, whoa, you play no, like soccer? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, that kind of football. You know, it's like, no, like, I play female tackle football, and it's just like a man playing football, but in a girls' league. You know, a league of our own. We're women. We play with women.
Do you eat breakfast?
Yes, sometimes.
I actually know a little bit about what you eat, but did you eat breakfast today?
Actually, no, I didn't. I've been kind of off because, like, this week has been just really busy. We're getting ready for the championship game, so it's just like, let's go.
Yeah.
Everything's been kind of like
But
off.
you eat during the day, right?
Yes.
So what's your first meal typically when you're this busy?
Usually I'll do, like, eggs and asparagus, Brussels sprouts, try to keep it, like, clean. But if I'm on the go, I'll just, like, hurry up and eat, like, a breakfast bar or something. Something super quick.
Yeah. The eggs and asparagus sound better than the breakfast bar.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But when you don't have time.
Right. No, I totally appreciate it. And you have to keep it, like, lean protein, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I am Laura Cathcart-Robbins, and this is The Only One in the Room. But I'm never the only one in this room because, as usual, my boyfriend, producer, and co-host, Scott Slaughter, who I call Hun, is here as well.
Hi, honey.
Hi, honey. So, Hun, I love our Only One listeners so much. And, of course, we have the most listeners right here in California. Shout out to our Golden State base. And New York is close behind. We see you, Manhattan, and Poughkeepsie, and Syracuse. But, Hun, can you guess which state is a very close third?
Illinois?
I'll give you a hint. It's today's guest's home state.
Get out. Texas?
That's right, the great state of Texas. So shout out to our loyal listeners there. Hey, all you Cathcarts in Dallas. Hey, Miss Charisse in Houston. Hi, Marissa and Mariah Lopez's family in Dallas.
Yay.
Yeah, folks, thank you for listening, downloading, and subscribing. And if you want the Only One in the Room merchandise, go onto our website and email me a list of 10 people that you've shared this podcast with, along with your mailing address, and I'll ship you a token of our appreciation.
That's what's up, Hun. Okay, I'm going to introduce today's guest. So after graduating from college, Marissa Lopez and her sister Mariah left Dallas, Texas, and moved to LA to pursue their dreams of working in the fitness industry. In 2018, they both auditioned for the LFL, the Legends Football League. The LFL is considered one of the fastest growing sports franchises, with leagues in the USA, Canada, and Australia, and is now being broadcast to over 180 territories around the world. The LFL is on pace to exceed the National Football League, NFL, in total number of international television households, and has already surpassed any other single female sports franchise in global television viewership. When Marissa and Mariah made the cut, it was then that they decided to dedicate themselves to a career in tackle football.
Wow, I had no idea.
Right?
Hello, Marissa.
Hello.
I'm used to you being in our bathroom, actually.
That's right, because Marissa has another talent. She does braids. In fact, she's done mine twice already.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Thank you, hon. So I'm going to ask you to finish this sentence for me. I am the only
female tackle football player in the room.
That's right. Except for today, you're actually not, because your sister Mariah is here in the studio with us.
Yes.
And we're going to take some pictures and some video with her so that folks back home, the folks who are listening, can see her, so that you can see her, because they're both pretty outstandingly beautiful.
Thank you.
It's singly and as a pair. Yeah, it's hard to kind of take your eyes off you guys. So can you tell me, Marissa, why tackle football?
So growing up, my mom always said, no football. We could play every sport but football. And it's just something that kind of like, why can't we play football, you know? So we had an opportunity, and we tried out, and yeah.
So in Texas, it's like football is the national pastime in Texas, right? Everybody plays football. My ex-husband did a movie called Varsity Blues. We shot it in Austin. It was all about how just the societies in Texas are built around high school football, college football, professional football. So you were raised there, and you grew up with football players as your idols. Is that right?
Yeah, I grew up loving Cowboys. Like,
Yeah.
all I knew is, like, I love the Cowboys, but we couldn't play. And my mom was a single mom, so she didn't really understand, you know, like, the other side of football being, like, a male sport kind of thing. So we loved it. It's just something that we could never get our hands on to actually be on a field playing competitively.
Right. Did you play any sports?
I played volleyball, basketball, softball, and then I ran track.
Wow.
Varsity, all sports, MVP, defense, just a lot of awards that I've gotten over the years through college and high school.
Okay. And so you were an athlete from a very early age.
Yes.
And did you know that's what you wanted to do with your life, was something in athletics?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. It's something that I picked up on, like, really fast. And I felt like my most confident out there. So it's something that I definitely want to keep, like, I wanted to keep around me.
Okay.
To feed that.
Yeah. So tell me about your league, your position, 7s versus 11s, like all that stuff.
Yeah, so it's 7-on-7. I play safety and corner, so I play defense. And my sister actually plays offense. So we kind of get both sides of the ball. It's really cool to kind of learn from each other, because right now we're still getting the hang of football. So it's really awesome to just, like, see our growth and how far we've come along just these past 2 years of being on the team.
All right, so what's the team like?
The dynamic.
Yeah, like, okay, so you said you tried out, right? What was that process like? How many people were there? How many people made the cut?
Yeah, so we had, like, probably about 50 to 75 people try out, and then you get in the first cut, so you make it to mini camp, probably about 20 to 25 girls make that, and then once you go from mini camp to training camp, kind of you get chosen to basically stay or be on practice squad. So it just depends on, you know, like, your work ethic and how bad you want it, and, you know, your how fast you're catching on to the sport. So then after we made it to training camp, we kind of have to go through, like, the process of learning how to tackle and keeping up with the vets, and basically, like, trying to earn a spot in a position where you have, like, all the vets are pretty much there, you know, so you're going against, like, girls that have experience of, like, 8 to 9 years.
Right.
You know, so it's cool to, like, learn from them and to be under them, but just to, like, fight for a spot that you feel like you can get, you know, so.
So you grew up admiring tackle football, not playing it. Did you play it, like, just, like, for fun with people growing up?
Growing up, so we learned how to throw and catch a ball because we played softball, so we'd throw and catch a football all the time.
Right.
But actually, like, being involved, we are learning that pretty much as we go right now. So
what was your first time tackling like, and what was your first time being tackled like? Did you get the wind knocked out of you?
Yeah. So in practice, the first time being tackled, it's kind of learning how to adjust. Like, you can't go full on with a girl that's like 2 times your size, you know, so learning, like, your strengths. So if you can't go through them, you go around them, you know, learning that. The first time being tackled, it was in a game, I got the wind, like, knocked out of me, and I was just like, breathe, you got this, jump up, you know, and now I'm like, I could take a bigger hit than that. I'm excited, you know what I mean? Like, I have, like, the first tackle, like, getting tackled under my belt.
Right.
And then the first time me tackling, I felt like it came so natural. Like, I was ready for it. And, like, now it's like, I don't, like, think about it. I just, like, react. So if you see, like, my games, like, I'm just, like, going in, and it's, like, cool to see, because I never would have thought that would have been, like, something that I would be able to do, you know, because it definitely looks, like, difficult and stuff like that. And sometimes people say, like, you're built for it, you know.
Yes.
So I've always been, like, super aggressive. Like, growing up, like, I didn't know, like, the strength that I've had. Basically going, like, just learning the sport, and then learning the sports that I've learned, and then, like, people saying, like, oh, she sees ball, get ball, you know, so it's like, I don't really, like, I go, like, more athletically wise. I don't know what I'm saying. Cut that.
Just keep going.
I don't know what I'm saying. Just catching on the sport, onto the sports that I've played, and being, like, super aggressive with those sports.
Right.
So then it transfers over to football, and it's like, oh wow, like, this was my sport. Like,
Yeah.
I feel super confident in it. And now I'm able to just, like, be out there and, like, on the defensive side, we just talk a lot of, like, crap to the offense side, just try to get in their heads. And it's cool because I've never seen that side of me until, like, now, and it's like, yeah, like, you're not going to get the ball, and I'm telling you you're not going to get the ball. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm, like, putting a different level of, like, if she does get the ball, like, I look dumb,
You
you know,
look-
for
you
saying
look
that. So you're
stupid,
not
right?
going to get the
Yeah,
ball. Yeah, so just on a different level of competitiveness. Like, it's so much fun. Like, just talking about it right now, I'm like, oh,
I know, I
like,
can
I'm
see your
ready
whole
for
body
this
is, like,
championship game.
Well, plus, and we'll talk about this more, but you're getting ready for your playoff game in Seattle this weekend.
Yes.
So, like,
Our championship game. So
game.
we're in the
Right.
Legends.
Sorry, that's right. You had the playoff game.
Yes.
And you won.
Yes.
And now you're going to the championship.
Yes.
You go into the ship.
We go into the ship. So exciting.
I picture, like, women tackling other women and be like, oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, sorry, are you hurt? Is it anything like that?
No.
No.
No, not at all. Not at all. No, no. Even, like, when I tackle Mariah, my sister, like, we don't take it personal, you know, and,
Right.
like, she's tackled me plenty of times. We both play both sides. But it's crazy because, like, we don't hit each other outside of the sport.
Right.
So going into it when we're jamming each other, it's nothing personal.
Sure.
So I take that into anything else, you know what I mean? It's literally nothing personal. It's all physical, you know?
Right.
So
Right. It's
Yeah.
part of the game. They
Yeah.
signed up for it. You signed up. Are you on offense?
I'm on defense.
You're on defense. Mariah's on offense?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me your position again.
Safety and corner.
Safety and corner. And Mariah is?
Running back.
Running back.
Yes.
Wow. Speed.
Yes.
Yes.
She's our star running back. Like, she's been doing a great job this season.
Nice. Nice. All right, so I wanted to ask you what you ate on a typical day, just because you have a lot of lean muscle, you're petite. And you explained to me when we talked earlier that for 7-on-7, it's more petite, right? And then when you get to the 11s, you can be taller, right? But what do you eat typically to keep yourself lean when you're in season and you're training?
Yeah, so I'm very boring with my meals because I just keep it simple.
Yeah.
So right now I'm on turkey and carrots and then rice.
That's it.
Yep.
And then do you shop for turkey, carrots, and rice every day? Do you have like a day where you shop and like,
Yeah,
what do you do?
so I usually typically cook on Sundays for the rest of the week.
You portion it out?
Yeah, it just makes it easier. I don't have to think about it. I can just throw it in the microwave and go.
Wow.
So now it's just like a habit. It used to be like, oh my gosh, like I have to cook every Sunday, but now it's just like it's literally a habit. I
Okay.
have to do it. I don't feel right
Yeah.
without it.
So you don't go to like Chick-fil-A. You haven't
Of
done
course, I love those. Yes, I love.
You do.
I can eat, you know, but I definitely like during season have to keep it tight, especially because like if we're running, you know, like we wear sports bras and spandex.
Yes.
So we have to make sure, you know, we look good. And I definitely feel if I look good, I feel good, I do good.
All right. That actually leads me to my next question, because the LFL, which is Legends Football League, used to be the Lingerie Football League
Yes.
at one point. And you guys have moved away from, I guess that's that title and that stigma, right? But the uniforms are still really sexy. Do you think that that people can still take you seriously as not just like eye candy for men, but as athletes? You know, like the WNBA, like women's soccer, like women's softball?
Yeah, definitely. So last year was our first inaugural season of the leggings. It didn't quite work out the way we wanted it to, but it's
Wearing
definitely a
leggings
huge
as
step
opposed to?
to spandex.
Okay.
So that was our first year last year.
Still covering full legs.
Full
okay.
leggings like you would wear to like the gym.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So that didn't work out as planned, but it's definitely a huge step. You know, so this year we got spandex, which they used to be kind of like underwear the year before. So, I mean, we're moving in the right direction, and we've seen a lot of fans actually come in and watch the sport and be like really amazed at like what we're doing, because we're actually doing like the right form of tackling, you know. Our quarterbacks are amazing. They know technique and things like that. So the league has gotten a lot more advanced with athletes. So it's super exciting because it's a lot more competitive, and it's less like, I guess you can say like the models and not the athletes. You know, so it's gotten a lot better. But they've definitely paved the way for us to be able to do what we do now. It would never have been this now if we didn't go through what we did with the Lingerie Football League. So
when it was the Lingerie Football League, it was models?
It was models and athletes, but as the years go by, we're getting better at the sport. You know, we're coming in already knowing, some of the girls already knowing how to play football, have already played 11s, have already played flag and things like that. So the girls used to come in, you know, and be totally new to the sport and things like that. We've gotten a lot of rookies this year that just know the sport, you know, so that just brings a different level of competitiveness to the league and to our team.
Okay. I mean, that sounds really good, but do you feel like when you tell people what you do and then they see the uniform that you have to defend your athleticism to them at all? Or do you have to make a case for why it's real football?
Sometimes I feel like if you, it's all in perspective, and you're gonna believe and see what you want to see, you know. So if you come with a situation where you're not really understanding what we do and you're just looking at body image and that's where your mind is, you know. And unfortunately, I can't change your mind, you know. I can only inform you on the things that we really actually do, and then come take a look, you know. Come watch before you judge.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, you were telling me that you were, not you, but the brand was trying to make it more of a family spectator sport, and that there were things being done to market specifically to families, right? To show that this is something you can do with your family on your day off.
Yeah.
You could actually get a seat. I mean, I looked up tickets. They're pretty reasonable. And you can go and bring the family for a pretty reasonable price to a professional sporting event that's on pace to outpace the NFL as far as viewership globally, which is just crazy to me.
Yeah.
So that's news to me, right? Because before you, I didn't even know that this league existed. You were the first person I ever talked to who was a female tackle football player, or a female football player at all, actually. So how do you feel like you personally have to help the brand get the word out on this?
Yeah,
like,
so
as a brand ambassador for it.
Just presenting myself in a respectful manner at all times, you know, knowing that I represent their brand and my brand as well. So with that being said, knowing where I come from. So we do a lot of things in the community. We just had a mini camp. Ryan and I just got signed on for coaching.
Wait, let's slow down. Tell us about that.
Okay, so we're the first female coaches in our private school. Female football coaches.
At a Los Angeles independent school?
Yes, a private school.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a huge...
Can you say what school?
Right now, no, just because I'm unsure on like their...
All right. But it's in the Los Angeles area. Is it a girls' school?
No, it's co-ed.
It's co-ed.
Yes, and right before this, we just finished our season of coaching volleyball, because that's we played volleyball before, so we coached volleyball there, and then they saw that we actually played football, you know, and we talked to the coaches, and they were on board with us coaching their 4th grade boys football team.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So are you the first female coaches that they've ever had?
Female football coaches? Yes.
Yeah.
Ever.
Are you the first female football coaches for independent schools?
I haven't looked that up.
You should find that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's pretty impressive to put on your resume.
Yeah.
And that came about because of your affiliation with the LFL?
It came about because we, and because we coached there before. And we're building our brand, so they saw the Football Sister brand. We did a great job coaching their volleyball team together, and they were like, we think that you can do a great job coaching our football team together.
Wow. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So you did a mini camp. You said that as well. What was that?
It was in the Inglewood area, all boys school. They don't have a field, so we did it on concrete. But we ran drills with them. We ran like a scrimmage with them. It was so fun, and it was just kind of to open their eyes to see that like girls can do it as well. You know, it was an all boys school, so when we first get there, you know, like we see and we feel like the energy of like they're girls. You know, like it's still kind of like
profiled.
Yes,
yeah.
And still even when we were coaching our first time coaching yesterday, the boys were like, you're like girls, you know, but towards the end it's like, we're gonna run you, you know what I mean? We're just like the male coaches. There's not a difference. We know the sport. We know what you can do, and we're going to hold you to a higher standard as well. You know, so
right.
Just
So they underestimate you,
definitely,
and then they get it handed to them
Yes.
at the end.
yes,
That's
I think that's the
great.
best part, being underestimated.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can use that to your advantage, right?
Definitely.
And so those are some of the things you do to be a brand ambassador. And what do you do, like when you meet people and tell them what you do to not like defend yourself, but to let them know that what you do is really serious to you?
Usually I just try to keep a positive mind, because I used to feel like I would go towards the negative side of people not understanding. So I would kind of get offended, more. And now it's like I have to understand that I'm in a position where people want to be educated. They want to know, but they don't know how to come about, asking questions. So they're like, whoa, you play no, like soccer? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, that kind of football. It's like, no, like I play female tackle football, and it's just like a man playing football, but in a girls' league. A league of our own. We're women. We play with women.
Is there a difference in how you play?
No.
No.
No, the attitude is the same.
Are the rules the same?
On 7-on-7, the rules are the same. So 11s are
right. They're different.
But 7-on-7, it's the same.
So cool.
Yeah.
And then in Los Angeles, you guys play in Ontario?
Yes. So we play at the Toyota Arena.
So you came here and with the idea of just getting into the fitness industry here.
Yes.
And then so how did you come to go from that to playing to auditioning for the? Is it an audition? Is that what you call
like a tryout.
Tryout.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
No, you're okay.
I'm in LA. Everything's an audition.
It is an audition.
To trying out for the team, were there like something online? You got a flyer? Someone told you?
Yeah, so I heard about it in Texas, and then we were about to move. So I was like, okay, well, they have an LA team, so maybe, still in the back of my head, I had doubts. So for a year of moving to LA, I worked at a gym, and every morning I opened the gym. So every morning I was like looking at the website. Did anything change? Like I saw like when the tryout was, I was going, and so I trained for it. And then I was like, Mariah, like, I need you. I need you to come and try out with me. Like, she wanted to as well, but she was like, no, I'm not ready. Like, I'll wait a year. Yeah. And I'm like, no, like, let's do this together.
Mariah's your younger sister.
Yes. So my younger sister.
Yes.
So we went out and we did it together, but I definitely looked on the website for like 6 months, just like, is anything new? And then so like when I first was on the website, my heart was just like, oh my gosh. Like, I literally was like looking at this website for 6 months before, and now I'm actually on this website. So just like working hard and getting that kind of like goal under my belt was just like an amazing feeling.
It's very cool. The website is great.
Yeah.
I got a lot of information from the website.
Okay, good.
And lots of clips of the games, which look really like, it looks like NFL football. Mm-hmm. It looks as aggressive, as serious, as competitive.
With less padding.
With less padding. So, would you like to see the LFL on par with the WNBA and women's soccer?
Yeah, definitely. I think we deserve it. I think we train really hard, to be a part of where they're going, and if not bigger.
Yeah. I'd like to see that too. So, you know about Carly Lloyd? Do you know who she is?
No.
So she's she's on the women's soccer team, and she kind of dropped by. Someone's gonna correct me on this, but I think it was an Eagles practice game, and kicked a 55-yard.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Field goal. Right. So
easy too. Like
easy,
it was nothing.
Yeah, which was really great to see. Right. Mm-hmm. And the question to her was, would you consider trying out for an NFL team? And if she did, would the NFL consider placing her as the first female tackle football player in the NFL? Mm-hmm. So this is what Tom Brady had to say about that. I'm just going to read this quote to you. He said, I know that there are some challenges involved with this, and I know that there's probably some players, people, everybody around the world thinking this is the craziest thing. But then I also see from the women's perspective, maybe this is something that's going to break down some barriers and give people, women especially, the confidence to know that they can be part of an NFL team as a kicker. So, his take on it was like, yeah, it sounds like out there to people who are like diehard NFL fans, but maybe this is what's coming up, right? And maybe this is the first entry point for women into the actual NFL is as a kicker. I don't think kickers get hurt very often. I don't know much about football, so
yeah, I mean,
excuse me.
It's awesome to hear that and to see that he supports the women's movement and us playing football. As far as like us being in the NFL, like skills position wise, it's kind of like they're a lot bigger.
Yeah.
You know, so unfortunately, like to have a league of our own, you know, we get to see the skills that we can do against someone that's our size. You know, it's only fair.
Right.
So as a kicker, I feel like that's awesome. You know, they go and they don't get touched if they do. It's, you know, they're definitely blocked, you know. But as a skills position, I think that we deserve to have a league of our own, you know, on a higher platform, you know, as far as like the NFL. And I'm happy to see that he's open-minded, you know, and he's open to it, and like just bringing awareness to women's football, it just even by talking about that, you know. So that's huge.